Back in May of this year, I had a plan to start posting consistently on YouTube, and I put that plan into place. Back then, I started off with about 2,000 followers on Instagram, and by mid-July, that number started to spike. Today, I'm sitting at about 17,500 followers on Instagram, and recently somebody made the comment that I must have bought my followers because there's no way I could have gotten a following that quick. But I'm not here to bring evidence to my claim or dispute their claim or anything like that. So if you're looking for the answer of did I buy Instagram followers, the answer is no. But there was like a strategy to how I built my audience and got Instagram to understand who my audience was and bring my posts to them. So I might make a video about that in the future, like my whole strategy of building an audience on Instagram, but this is not what this video is about. I'm making this video today because that person's comment of you must have bought your followers because there's no way you could have gained a following that quickly, that brought a thought into my mind, and it reminded me of a book that I read earlier in this year before I even started off on this journey of posting consistently on YouTube and trying to build a following. So the book I'm talking about is The Millionaire Fast Lane by MJ DeMarco. It's a great book, and if you want to read it, I recommend you do so. I'll have a link in the description box. But that book talks about the illusion that many people can witness when they see somebody have like a quick or fast exponential blow up or a get rich quick situation. He talks about that, and he talks about how you can put yourself in a position to grow exponentially or get rich quickly. So in that book, MJ DeMarco talks about how oftentimes we might read about somebody who sold a multi-million-dollar company. Like, oh, this person built a company and they just sold it for $50 million yesterday. We hear about that kind of story. Or we hear about the crypto millionaire who got their riches like overnight. Or, you know, just any of these kind of stories that can make people think that somebody got rich quick or grew quickly, or even like the overnight successes or the people who get famous online and they came out of nowhere, but all of a sudden they have like a hit song and it's topping charts and stuff like that. But his main point when it came to that idea is that you'll see in the media a success story, and the media outlet, they're not showing the process. So most of the time, if you see somebody who, you know, got rich overnight or got famous overnight or like a success story overnight, a lot of the time they had a whole process of something that they had in their mind and something that they repeated consistently back to back over time. So for example, maybe the person who got rich quick overnight in crypto or with a business, they'll show you that story and tell you, you know, what business they had or what crypto they invested in, but they won't tell you this person spent X amount of years studying in this field, or they spent X amount of years studying different cryptos or different stocks, or, you know, whatever. They don't tell you the entire process. So to the public eye, it looks like, oh, this person just got lucky, or they just, you know, had everything they needed, and then boom, quickly they just became an overnight success, or they just got rich quick. But part of that is true. It's just in order to get rich quick, you have to build like a snowball effect. So if you think about it, there are types of vehicles or businesses or whatever that can take you to the place that you want to be, but it'll take you there slowly. So for example, if your goal is to be a millionaire, I think we've all heard of stocks and 401ks and everything like that. So, you know, you can invest a certain amount of money each month, and then by the time you're 65, okay, you'll have $1 million after the stock market has done whatever it did over those few decades. That's like the slow vehicle to that $1 million. Now, a fast vehicle is somebody who takes however many months or years and they teach themselves, or they go and take a course or a few courses and get a degree, and they learn how to code, or they learn how to create a software. So for example, I use an app and it tracks my calories, so I can, you know, input what I ate for the day and try to figure out how many calories I need in a day in order to stay at a weight, gain weight, or lose weight. And that app, they offer a subscription. So the person who created that app, one way they could have done that is they could have invested their time and they could have learned how to code code and how to create the software that is that app. After they did that, they put the software or the app on the App Store, and then they put a subscription price to it. So you can either use it for free and get limited features, or you can pay a monthly or a yearly subscription fee and get all the features. So now they have this app on the App Store, and people can subscribe to enjoy these features and use this app. Now, if you think about it, the amount of time that was put into, that creating that one app, it could have been a few years, maybe 5 years, including the education and then the actual process of creating that app. So, okay, 5 years. But think about what can happen overnight. So within just a few months or a few weeks or a year or a couple years, that app can become a popular app within that niche of calorie tracking, and the owner of that app is now receiving payment after payment every single month. And if you think about it, what's the max amount of people that would be interested in a calorie tracking app? The max amount is in the millions. Millions of people are interested in an app like that, and millions of people would actually be willing to pay for a monthly or a yearly subscription. So now just think about it. If the owner or the creator of this app captures, let's just say, 10,000 monthly subscribers. So now this person has 10,000 people paying them in order to enjoy all the features of the app that they created. And let's just say that it's $10 a month for this subscription. So now that person is receiving $100,000 every month. Of course, there are expenses and everything like that every month, but $100,000 a month. So now this person can go ahead and sell their app. They can sell, the rights to their app, and the buyer might pay them, I don't know, $5 million. Hey, I'll give you 5, 10, whatever $1 million, and I'll take this app software off your hands. You don't have to worry about the, customer service behind it or anything like that. I'll just give you this lump sum, and you've made it. Good job, relax. You can retire. You have X amount of money now. So that's like an example of the fast vehicle to get to 1 million. And reading that book earlier this year, it really changed my mindset on what do I need to be doing in order to have that get rich quick scenario happen to me, or that overnight success story happen to me. Like, what steps do I need to take that'll get me there quickly? And you'll notice that a lot of the people who did the right things when it comes to businesses, like that example of a software business, or examples of online businesses, or examples of entertainment as business, you'll notice that their growth starts off as like this tiny little marble, and in the beginning every little bit of progress can seem insignificant, and it can seem like you're not getting that much closer to your goal. But if you think about like a snowball rolling down a hill, what's going to happen at some point? That snowball is going to be massive, and that's pretty much what happens when it comes to success and wealth building in the right type of vehicle, in the right type of situation. So there are vehicles that will get you success that you want in 10 years, 20 years, and there are vehicles that can get you there in 1 year, 5 years. And really, it's all just about knowing which kind of vehicle to pick. It's knowing the process to have, the process to take, the steps to take. So the person who opens up a cupcake shop in a small town is going to have a lot longer journey to achieving $1 million than potentially the person who creates a software, creates an app, creates a website or a service online, or they start entertaining people, or they start making YouTube videos and getting sponsorships. So just think about, in a span of 1 year, a person can make lots of money doing activities in the right kind of vehicle, whereas the person who is doing something like owning a cupcake business in a small town, even though the cupcake business may be excellent and the locals may love it, their market may be only 5,000 people in that small town. When it comes to other vehicles like online businesses, service, and entertainment, what's your market look like? Like, what's the upper limit? If you're online, you can reach millions and millions of people with your service, your product, anything. But the point is that there's usually a long process in front of that. So the millionaire YouTuber, I think many people can think of a handful of YouTubers that are either OG OGs or they've just been on the platform for a few years, and they can look back on their story where that YouTuber started and for a long time they only had a couple hundred subscribers or a couple thousand subscribers, and then they had that one video and that one video blew up. Maybe they got like 1 million views on that one video, and then from there it was just, and like from an outside perspective you might say, oh, that person was an overnight success, that person got lucky, that one video blew up and now they're a successful YouTuber getting all these sponsorships and all this ad money. But if you think about it, how many years or how many months did they put in? How many videos did they make before that one video blew up? So that's what that comment made me think of when someone said, oh, she must have paid for her followers, because there's no way she could have, you know, gained so many so quickly or gain an audience so quickly. And in the beginning of creating YouTube videos consistently, which I started earlier this year, if you saw like my process back then and you see my process now, you'll understand that when I first started off, that first month, I posted a YouTube video every single day for a month, and some days I posted 2 videos every day. On Instagram, I was consistently posting videos and images every 2, 3, or 4 days, and I had like a whole, you know, process to that. So even though like the process, all these little steps, they seem so minuscule in the beginning, they do add up and they create this snowball effect over time, and then it's like overnight bang, overnight explosion. Like there were days where I was getting 500 to 1,000 followers in a day, and I was just like, I don't understand how this happened, but you know, the algorithm, it just caught on. It just started to understand, oh, this is the audience she's trying to reach. The algorithm started to understand that via my process. But I said all that to say, if you haven't read Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco, I definitely recommend that book, especially if you want to become wealthy, or if you want to build an audience, or if you want to do anything that you feel like is going to take a long time, or you feel like you're not really sure how to start but you know you want to do it. Definitely that's a good book to read. And also overall, just if you have like a big goal in mind, start to think about or start to research those little steps that you'll need to take in order to get that snowball effect and that, you know, that big overnight effect. Like if you have a business idea, or if you have plans on making a lot of money, or if you have plans on, you know, building an audience of people who are like-minded, get on YouTube or get on Google and start researching that topic and start just asking questions and saying, you know, how do I start this, or what do I need to do to be in this field, or, you know, do this, learn this. And you'll start to see this road or like this process unfold in front of you, and then at that point you just have to take the steps. Like if that's what you want and you've done enough research where you know the process, the next step is just to start on that process. And it might take you a few months or a couple years, but that's kind of like the part that you just have to do. You just have to do the process. Some of it might be boring, but a lot of it should really be interesting if that's what you really want to do. And at some point in the future, you'll just see that snowball effect, and you'll see people look at you like, how did this happen? You did this overnight. But thank you guys for watching. I've been sick these past couple days. Luckily, I've only been sick for like only 2 days. So this is the end of the sickness, and I just have like a little bit of congestion, which you might have been able to tell, but I'm feeling better. And I'm glad to be recording in front of the camera again. It's been like a couple days. I've been posting video of clips and footage that I've already had on my SD card. But I appreciate you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next video tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. All right, see you guys.